This is a follow-up video to the beginner combos that I made earlier. The game's current version is 1.05 as of July 14th, 2021, just in case there are any changes in the future. This video won't be as slow and handholdy as the previous one, purely out of editing convenience, or I suppose you could call it laziness, but if you watched the first combo video, then this one shouldn't be too much harder to follow. First, a couple of tips. Jumping heavy slash is extremely good. The attack has a good hitbox, it stays out there for a while, and it deals good damage. If you land a counter hit on a grounded opponent, this also leads to a very easy combo. And it's effective to do a quick air dash with heavy jumping slash to get in on the opponent. However, don't get reckless either. This approach might make you feel invincible, but you're definitely not. It's also a little slow to come out, so don't neglect your other faster attacks depending on the situation. That said, jumping heavy slash is also shockingly good as a defensive option. Using this attack while jumping backwards can make it very difficult for the opponent to move in. Again, don't get predictable, but it's a good option if you need to create some space for a moment. Arisugawa Sparkle, or just the beach ball for simplicity, is a borderline useless move. But it does have its uses. After knocking down the opponent, timing the beach ball to launch just as they're getting up is a great way to keep applying pressure. Since the beach ball comes out so late, Mei can easily continue pressuring the opponent after they block it, or it can help lead into a combo if they get hit. Best of all, since it's possible to leave a gap of space, it's pretty safe to do this, except against the more dangerous reversal options. If you try to just throw this move out there in the middle of a match, be aware that it has an extremely long windup that leaves you wide open. The Dolphin counter grab was one of the more important combos I showed off last time, but there's something everyone should know about the Stagger mechanic. If the player that gets hit by this presses any attack button as soon as the green bar empties, they will recover significantly faster to the point that it becomes unrealistic for Mei to land her command grab. You can practice this yourself by going into training settings, opponent status, and set stagger recovery to fast. Now, in my experience, most people either don't know about this mechanic or they're bad at pulling it off. But it's worth keeping in mind that if you see your opponent recover much more quickly than usual from this, you better not attempt to command grab again. It's not worth it to miss and leave yourself wide open. Instead, going for the regular grab should be much safer. Also worth noting, if you get a counter hit with the heavy Mr. Dolphin, then the opponent's stagger recovery is much longer, to the point that you have plenty of time to run in for the command grab. But, of course, the heavy Mr. Dolphin is a lot harder to land. Now then, on to the combos. Mei's close slash is surprisingly good at juggling the opponent. You can get as many as 3 or even 4 hits in a single juggle combo. Although the timing is difficult and the damage scaling from the combo makes it not worth it, so just stick with however many you're able to comfortably pull off. You're also definitely going to want to get used to pulling off the Roman cancel drifting. It makes a world of difference in opening up the combo potential. Now, this is cool and all, but this combo is way harder than the old combo, and it doesn't even do that much more damage. So what gives? What makes this combo great is its potential to carry the opponent across the stage and into a wall break. In fact, if you pull this off from mid-screen, you have a decent chance to pull off a wall break from that far. It can also be done easily off of Mei's command grab, and really, any situation that lets you do a red Roman cancel. Experiment with the different drifting directions and find out what works best for you in a given situation. A couple of things to be aware of. It can be easy to accidentally juggle the opponent in the wrong direction. You'll have to react and adjust quickly as soon as he starts falling in the wrong direction so that you can at least salvage the rest of the combo. Also, if Mei attempts this combo going into the corner, the game will try to push her away from her opponent. In this situation, try to recognize how close you are to the corner and adjust accordingly. Doing a red Roman cancel updrift will give Mei plenty of time to pull off a fully charged forward heavy slash, which can lead to a wall bounce combo. Okay, now here's a cool exercise to practice. Place yourself and the training dummy up against the corner. Do either a command grab or the usual combo, but this time, after initiating the Roman cancel, run underneath them and over to the other side, and then juggle them into the corner closest to you. Being able to turn the tables this way, to go from being cornered to cornering the opponent in a single combo, is huge. Realistically, this situation will probably be quite rare, but it's a good exercise to help get used to the juggle combo, and if you do pull this off in a real match, it can make a big difference. So I would encourage getting used to this. I'm predicting that dust combos are going to get nerfed sooner than later because they are ridiculously strong at the moment. But even if they do get weakened down the line, they're still good because it's a really easy combo to pull off as long as you can land that first hit. Here's my favorite combo to do as Mei. One of the things that's great about this combo is that you can start it extremely late. Your opponent can practically be off screen by the time you land your first hit. This means that if the opponent wants to use their burst, they either have to get hit by the initial attack, or you block the burst and deny them the initial 30% refund that they would usually get. Either way, it's not a bad deal for you. That initial delay isn't just for show, however. It's necessary to ensure that all the hits land comfortably. Once the combo does get going, it's very easy to complete. The timing windows are huge. Now, it is possible to deal more damage with better burst combos, but I feel like this is the easiest one to pull off by far, and its damage is no joke. Just be careful with using that fully charged dust. You'll take out some noobs for sure, but more experienced players aren't going to fall for it. This is a pretty stupid setup and it's very expensive, but in the words of a famous con man, it just works. Sometimes. When you're at about mid-range, call forth Mr. Yamada and then immediately perform a Roman cancel. Now the opponent is forced to guess between a high or a low attack when you run up to them. Again, this is stupidly expensive, but it's hardly the worst Hail Mary you can throw out there. You can do something similar with Goshogawara too. If you execute a Roman cancel while Mei is riding the Orca, then she'll jump off, but Goshogawara will continue on. There's a small window of opportunity during this in which Mei can potentially cross up her opponent, forcing them to block in the reverse direction, as well as a potential high-low mix-up after Mei lands. Again, expensive as hell, but it's fairly safe to do, and it just might be that little edge you need to close out the match. If you try going for the Goshogawara mix-up, but you actually do get that first hit, then you can spend extra meter to instead significantly increase your damage. The key is to get a purple Roman cancel on purpose. That way the damage scaling from the red Roman cancel won't take effect. The timing for the later hits in the combo is rougher than I would like, especially if the super hits at longer ranges, but it's a good option to keep in mind if everything lines up at the right time. This combo requires the corner, it requires surprisingly precise positioning that can make it miss in a real match, and it can be just plain awkward to pull off. But the damage potential is pretty good.
Are you ready? Mr. Will!
While the forward punch is getting thrown out there, mash the hell out of the Mr. Yamada super move to ensure that it gets out on time. Quickly follow up with a forward heavy, and the opponent should immediately get stuck to the wall. If you have additional meter, then you can land another Mr. Yamada for maximum damage. You can do another forward heavy if you're close enough and you have the timing down. Or you can do a special move for only slightly less damage, but it's a lot easier to do. It's easy enough to do this combo off of Mei's command grab, but there are other combo routes that don't involve a grab and inflict significantly more damage. They're harder to pull off though, and I wouldn't recommend this combo over the others due to its difficulty, but here it is if you think you can pull it off. Finally, the last combo for this video. This one might seem very situational, but consider how often a careless opponent might rush you if you have full meter. If you can pull off a reversal with the corner behind your back, then you have the potential to completely turn the tables in a single combo. Practice this one a lot, and keep in mind that the timing is different depending on if it's a regular hit or a counter hit, so be sure to adjust accordingly. When you're stuck in the corner, you're desperate, and you have full meter, this could very well be your trump card. That's all I have for this video. Keep practicing, and thanks for watching, everyone.
There you go! Whoopsies!
On my feet. Positive. Clumsy of me.
Slap. Duel 2. Let's rock.